So when that card turned over, it was kind of ugly. And then they were losing $1 million a day. That was easy to remember. That wasn't too pleasant. And what they finally figured out was, we have a very good business, we're extremely low cost, and if we can match our liabilities and our assets, make a very small spread, but we have very low costs, we can have a pretty good business. And then a card would come over like real estate prices started to go down in California. They started to go down in the Northeast. So then you had to say, well, I better keep checking to see what foreclosures going to be like. And you must someone that doesn't know any Fannie Mae. But so anyway, so all these things, if you keep watching the story, every year you get a chance to buy this again. Something will come up. People were worried that rates were going to go down. So the stock went down because rates were going down. And then now interest rates gone up, the stock's going down because interest rates gone up. And Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae are still doing great. And I think they're going to be terrific stocks. I mean, they're not going to quadruple, but I think they're about 25% undervalued now, and I think they'll be good stocks now for 5 years.
If the real secret of your success is following your daughters to the shopping mall for stock tips, what do we bachelors do?
Well, I think on the weekend, I think one of the reasons people get so depressed is they get away from children. On the weekend, they read all these magazines, they read the newspapers, and they can become economists, and they get so depressed. I mean, they're bullish if they take their lunch to work on Monday, you know. And I think you need to rent a 12-year-old on the weekend just to, because they don't know about the problem of the ozone layer disappearing and all the problems of, you know, all these terrible things that we think about all the time. You get so depressed about, and how second basemen and shortstops that are getting paid $4 million and they can't throw it to first base on a bounce, you know. So I think you need to find a 12-year-old and rent them for the weekend and follow this boy or girl around and see where they're shopping. And our kids love Body Shop, you know, and I bought it, and I think it's going to be a good stock. And our oldest daughter, Mary, liked Ann Taylor, and she had to dress up to go to work she was working in the summer at a consulting firm, and she thought Ann Taylor's prices were good and the quality was good, and it was a great stock tick. And my wife, Carolyn, who was till we had these 3 kids, she's an extremely good shopper. She almost got a black belt in shopping. She didn't because of the children. She didn't quite finish that, but she's a very good shopper, and she's given me some great tips too. So I think you either have to use your spouse, or you have to go out on your own. I had this biggest position. My fund one time was Hanes, which owned Legs, and was a huge stock, and it was bought eventually by Consolidated Foods, and it was the best division of Consolidated Foods. But it's my biggest position, and they had a monopoly on this Legs, and Legs is a really big hit. And I knew somebody would come along with a new product, and it was Kaiser Roth introduced No Nonsense. I was worried that this thing was better, and I couldn't quite figure out what was going on. So I went to the supermarket, and I bought 62 pairs of No Nonsense, different colors, different shapes. They must have wondered what kind of house I had at home when I was going back. But I brought it in, I brought it to the office, and I passed out to anybody, male or female, anybody wanted these things. Just take them home and tell me how it is. And they came back in about 3 weeks, and they said, it's not as good. And that's what research is. That's all it was. And I held on to Hanes, and the stock was a huge stock. So that's what it's about. Thank you.